Yeah, I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Okay, can I ask this one? Person, P-A-S-A-N, person, P-A-S-A-N, person, are you there?
So what do you want from me? I think it's wrong.
Basically, we will check whether he or she is a student or what exactly.
Okay. So there's one
Because I
more
can
name that I
see
see is Himanshu. Himanshi.
Himanshi, yeah.
So she's a student.
Uh, I don't know.
It also has a similar logo as person hand. Okay, she is a student. Okay.
Okay,
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 great.
great. Yes, Sophia ma'am, you can start now. Krishna, meanwhile, you can check whether the recording is going on
Yeah,
or
I'm
not.
started it. Yes,
Yeah.
now I'm started.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Somebody also please check if the YouTube live is happening.
Yes, I'm going live and we'll be sharing the link in some time. Yes. Both has been taken care, ma'am. Yes.
Can someone please confirm if my slides are visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Hello. Hi. Hello to everyone. I am so happy that I'm getting this opportunity to talk with all the learners today. First of all, I congratulate all of you for choosing this very pertinent topic and choosing to learn something new. So I congratulate everyone. And as you all know that this course, Setting Up a Business Entity, a guide for Indian entrepreneurs, has been launched on the Swayam platform. And it is I think all of you have completed 3 weeks, 4 weeks of learning. So what I'm going to do is in the next few minutes, try and talk about what you've already learned, but then how we can take those learnings ahead. And if we were to apply that learning in our daily life, or we were to use that knowledge in our lives, what is it that we need to do? In the week 3, we tried to understand what is the concept of incubator, how are they different from from the accelerators, and what is the role and functions of different incubators, in which we understood the critical role of incubators in supporting startup development. Here I'm reminded of the concept of creativity. So I belong to the field of educational psychology, and the process of creativity. Psychologists have defined the process of creativity, and it is a 4-step process, right? In which, along with the one of the steps of the process of creativity is called as incubation. So the psychologists describe the process of creativity is like you are stuck with a problem, right? Many a times you are stuck with questions, with problems, and you want to understand how you can find an answer to it. So there is a problem, and you try and think over it, you articulate it into a problem statement. And then what happens is that you start thinking about it. You spend a lot of time thinking about it. Maybe you will talk with someone, maybe you will try to find out information. And somehow the other, it just doesn't get solved. The problem doesn't get solved, and we don't find an appropriate answer to that question. And finally, we just give up, and we start doing something else. But actually, what happens is that that problem never goes out of our head. And subconsciously, we are constantly thinking of that problem, right? And our life continues, we continue to do many things. And sometimes, all of a sudden, the answer comes to us. And many of us are familiar with that word, that we have an eureka moment, right? Where all of a sudden, like a lightning strikes and we get answer to our questions. And then we start working on it. We start working on that innovation. And we are so much excited that we want to right away verify whether we have the answer that we have got is right or wrong. Because when that verification happens, we understand that yes, my idea is working or it's not working. So this process is one of the steps. So the first step was the problem. Second step was incubation. Third step was innovation. And the last step was verification. So this incubation is a very, very fascinating concept. It's a very, very fascinating process, as well as it is a very fascinating experience to have for an individual. And I think when we are talking about startups, when we are talking about how to really start working on an idea, this incubation is really of great importance, because this is the place where you get to kind of fight with your ideas. You get to work around your ideas, where you really think hard, you brainstorm and understand where to start, how to start. Okay, so this concept of incubators, understanding how it functions, is really very, very important. And we also saw that there is a framework to it, and yes, it has manifold schemes are also available, benefits and schemes are there. So this is what we learned in week 3. And if I'm not wrong, you already have had a discussion with one of the co-instructors about this. But of course, if there is anything, we can surely talk. But what I would like to know and what I would like to bring your attention to is something which we have learned this week, that is week 4. And that is the role of entrepreneurial development programs, which is called as the EDP. Now, what is it that has struck you? I would request the learners to maybe unmute themselves or even switch on their cameras and just tell me, what is it that you have understood an EDP is, or any particular aspect of EDP that has struck a chord with you? Anybody? Okay, that's fine. But I'm sure you're thinking about it. And if you do come with an answer, please feel free to stop me at any time and, contribute. So EDP is, so in this week, we basically focused on these 3-4 aspects. That is, what is the concept of EDP and its benefits, the role and relevance of an entrepreneurial development program, and also what are the different institutions in India and their functions. And I'm sure you have gone through all these details. But what I wanted to share at this point of time is that even though, starting a business entity may be a tough call, but we are today living in exciting times where we have a lot of infrastructure, both intellectually as well as logistically available for people who are interested to set up their own entities and start business ventures, small scale, medium scale, and micro and the enterprises. And as you are aware, there are many schemes that are available. So if we were to describe what is an EDP, it is basically an entrepreneurship development program. It's quite self-explanatory, a program in which, the concept of entrepreneurship is dealt with. There are various aspects that usually are covered during an ATP, which include inculcating entrepreneurial skills to a common person. So, for example, I may not have a business attitude, but something is ringing in my mind, and I want to explore whether, that idea can be materialized into something concrete, whether that idea can be materialized in terms of obtaining monetary benefits, whether that idea can be materialized to, in a structured way, so that it can lead to greater benefit, or I can touch any sector of the society, or I can, influence a sector of the society. So if something of this sort is there in my mind, and I do want to understand what it is all about, this is an excellent platform that I can join, and I can understand what is it that entrepreneurship means, what are the different skills that an entrepreneur should have. And of course, through these programs, we get knowledge about how the technical, financial, marketing, and all these skills can be developed. What all do they entail? What is it like building an entrepreneurial attitude? What is it that I should have in me, so that, I can start my journey as an entrepreneur? And of course, this can be a very good platform to even understand whether I'm made for entrepreneurship or no. Because once I understand, then I can surely gauge and assess myself, my abilities, whether I can do this or not. It's like a motivational training, because sometimes you have everything with you. Sometimes you are thorough with your homework, but you just need that final push. Sometimes you just need someone to tell you that, okay, you're good to go. So these programs also are a great platform which provide motivation to the upcoming entrepreneurs. And of course, it helps developing in management skills. It also helps to understand what all is included in a project management when you start with a project. And of course, the additional benefit is that you get an opportunity to visit an actual plant or a factory, because that also is usually weaved in when we are talking about an ADB. So this adds as great differentiator, or it adds as a great factor when one attends the program, to get a clear-cut idea of what is it that is lying ahead of me as an entrepreneur. But of course, there are certain challenges also. So some of the challenges is that one of them is risk of aversion, sometimes lack of market information. So I may step up and I may start doing certain things. I may have an excellent idea, but then that idea may not be sustainable. So I'm sure you have seen such examples across you, that some enterprise is launched in a big way, but it just doesn't succeed, or it's very short-lived. So there are so many factors that many a times you have a great idea, but it does not sustain. Many a times the idea may not be great, but just because you're persistent at it, and as you grow, you find out more information and build upon it. Sometimes there are social and cultural barriers also. For example, one may have an excellent, so I'm sure we remember the days where we started with the concept of co-working, right? And there were so many units here in Pune also. I think metros accepted it a little early, but metro cities. But then this idea itself, I mean, that so many people who are doing so many different types of jobs, but who don't have an infrastructure, can just come and start working. All you need is your own machine, and then you can start working. So there were so many cafes where, people used to sit and work, and that became their workplace. Now, this was easily accepted, and this was like a norm, or in European countries, and then it came here. Yeah, and now it's like completely acceptable. So, of course, there are certain social and cultural barriers that can come in the way of your business idea. So that also are things that we need to be aware of. Sometimes we fail in customization. So we have a ready-made or, we have an idea, we develop a prototype and we have a set process. But then sometimes when we are not able to provide the kind of requirements that are placed before us by the customers or the end users, then that can be a challenging situation if we really don't act upon it. And of course, monitoring and evaluation, because as I said, setting up a business or starting with a business entity, first of all, requires capital. And if we are not able to monitor and evaluate the number of hours that we are putting it, and it's equivalent to the amount that we are spending, amount that we are investing, and what is the output, what was the intended outcome that we had proposed, and what is it that we are actually achieving. So if at a regular basis, this monitoring and evaluation is not happening, then certainly, this can be a great challenge. But, the best part is that challenges are half the answers. So, if I see that my idea is not getting sustainable, so that gives me the roadmap as to what is it that I should do so that my idea becomes sustainable. If I see that there is a certain cultural or social barrier, what I need to do is I need to learn. I need to understand what is it that I'm, doing wrong. What are my actions, or what is it that is offending someone? And then I have to just act upon it completely and, start working on it. So understanding challenges is also very important because it helps us to go ahead and overcome them also, right? So these are some of the initiatives, and I'm sure you all have looked into it. I'm just going to take you through this. Is my screen visible?
Yes, madam.
Acha.
No,
So,
it is not open. We are still on the PPT.
Acha.
The website is not open.
Okay, what I'll do is I'll share my screen again. Now?
It's loading. Yeah, we are there now.
Yes. So basically, as you all know, MOE's Innovation Cell, Government of India, this was established in 2016 or 18, if I'm not wrong. And these are the various initiatives. It is Smart India Hackathon. Then we have Kapila, which is the Kalam program for IP literacy and awareness. Then we have institutions, innovation councils. We have school innovation council. We have the NIRF. We have Yukti. We have National Innovation Startup Policy. There are various boot camps where innovation and entrepreneurship and design boot camps are there. So if you go through this website also, we will come to know that what are the different schemes and what are the different support systems that are existing, which we can, get benefit from. Apart from this, there are a few more. I'll just take you through them. Are you able to see this? Ministry of
Yes.
Food Processing Industries.
Yes, we see.
Yeah, so if you see here, there was the list of EDPs until 2012-13. So if you see this list, it was the name of various institutes were given where such type of EDPs were going to happen. And, we could go and register and attend those programs. We also have the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Entrepreneur Enterprises. And this also is very, very beneficial. These also has various schemes for people who want to start. And there are the statistics available. There are different policies that, one can go and visit. And so if you see here, there is a champion scheme. There is Uddam registration. So there is an online registration that is available for everyone. And so these are different schemes. And so this is what is being given to us by the government. I mean, this is what is readily available for each one of us, for everyone who wants to start their journey as an entrepreneur. But interestingly, apart from the government, there are other stakeholders also. Like just now when we saw in MOE's innovation cell, there are school incubators also. So we can start as early as the schools and colleges. So what is it that schools and universities can do? So when we are talking about university, because we all are from the higher education space. So when we talk about the higher education space and the university ecosystem, I would like to draw your attention to one of such centers that we at Symbiosis have. So this center is called as the Symbiosis Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation. And again, I'm going to take you to this site. So what is it that we do over here? This center was established. Again, are you able to see the website?
Yes, we are.
Yeah. So this center, we thrust on design thinking and sustainable goals. And, there are various events that happen. There are various FDPs, faculty development programs that we conduct. And, there are various events that happen through this center. Then there are SEES programs such as the pre-incubation program, the incubation program, the certificate program in entrepreneurship. Then we have the Women Entrepreneurship Development Program. So if you see that, even at a university level, such initiatives can be taken where it becomes a part of your ecosystem. Symbiosis Center for Entrepreneurship does. So whenever a budding entrepreneur approaches this center, what is it that they do? They give them access to the network of experts so that they can go ahead, ask questions, because thinking and questions are the first thing that come to you when you're thinking about a new venture. So you get a safe space where you can, and then experts with whom you can go and talk. You have access to technology lab. So once your idea is confirmed and you decide that you want to start your company, the center helps them to, complete their registration process. It is a co-working space where, different incubators can come together, different entrepreneurs can come together. The IP rights are preserved. They get training. They get training to understand what their IP rights are and accordingly work. So this is what the center is doing, and they're doing an excellent work. So this is the leadership and the team who are working here at Symbiosis. So I'm briefly going to tell you what is it. So when I have an idea, when I have a business idea, what is it that happens over here? So for example, this is where we start, that a person once has the proof of concept, and once that is kind of clarified and achieved that, okay, yes, this is right to go, this is good to go. Then what is it? Prototyping is done. So you have the proof of concept and that is taken to a minimum viable product. Then you start building on it, measuring the impact, measuring the outcome. You learn along with that. Then the minimum viable product to the pilot journey starts, where you prepare to do a pilot study or, implement a pilot of your idea, do a beta version. And then comes the final demo day and funding, where I think you may have seen something like what is it? Shark. What is it, Ganesh sir? Think tanks. What is that? Shark.
Shark Tank.
Shark Tank India.
Yeah, Shark Tank. So something similar where, the interested bidders can come in before whom you can demonstrate your ideas and also find out funding options. And once that is done, you have your advisory board in place, you have your mentors in place, and then you start scaling up the startup. So this is what is done here at Symbiosis. And I'm sure this gives a ready map to all of us as to if I have to start with my journey as an entrepreneur, what is the starting point? What is it that I have to do? So I think the first starting point is like finding out where EDPs are happening in my vicinity, or where is it that I can go and learn more about entrepreneurship and understand the field work, try and understand what are the different schemes that are available, and take support of such ecosystems so that you can test your ideas, so that you can understand whether you are on the right track or not, and how do we brainstorm and go ahead. So I think if we are able to do this, we can surely add life to ideas and bring them into reality, right? So yeah, that is all from my end. Thank you.
So have we received any questions in advance?
I'll just check, sir. Just a second.
Also check on the YouTube live if there are any questions.
Krishna, can you please check?
Ganesh, so you can add on to the points that I have said about entrepreneurship, because I think you are the best person to comment over here.
Yeah. Let's first see if there are any questions. If not, then we'll have some discussion.
Thank you, Dr. Tirumala. Thank you for your response.
There is one question in the Google form. I'll just read it for you. So the question is again from Himanshi. What are the benefits of entrepreneurship beneficial course, and can we get any?
Can you
What are
type
the
it?
Can you
benefits?
please can you please paste it in the chat box?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, you can check chat box.
No, it's not seen yet in the chat box. Are you able to see, Ganesh sir?
No.
Ma'am, I think it is not shared with everyone, so maybe you need to select everyone and then share it.
Himanshi, otherwise you can unmute yourself and say your question. Acha. What are the benefits of entrepreneurship? And can we get any?
This question is not very clear. But we can talk about like entrepreneurship in general.
I guess Himanshi, you can unmute yourself. You
Yeah,
are
that
allowed
is
to
what I was
unmute,
telling.
and you can have one-to-one discussion with ma'am. Like, what is your background and what exactly you are expecting? Like, if you have joined this course, so what is your motto? Like, you are in which profession? Are you a student? Are you studying right now, or you are already in a like any of the business? Likewise, you can unmute yourself and you can have one-to-one discussion over here.
I think what I understand is maybe she's trying to ask about the course itself, Ganesh sir. So what are the benefits of this entrepreneurship course? And then,
Yeah.
so maybe,
So that depends on, like, if she's a student,
yeah,
when if she's a working professional, so the answer differs for both.
yeah,
If she's a student, obvious answer is okay. That's okay. Yeah, that's okay, Himansh. So if you're a student, the obvious first benefit that you'll receive from this course is that, if you're an MBA student or a BBA student, this will help you in your academics. The course will definitely, there are a lot of terms and all those things. But have we understood your question?
I'm asking her.
Okay, yeah. So this course as a student will help you immensely to understand all those concepts. Also, if you plan to be an entrepreneur sometime down the line, if you're a student, and then there are a lot of concepts that are being discussed. For example, EDPs today. So a lot of people are not aware about the EDPs, how to take benefits of those. In fact, within a lot of universities, like for example, so if I just mentioned about our own EDP at Symbiosis University. I'm not sure if all of the students who are aware about it. A lot of them are taking benefit of this facility. It's a state-of-the-art facility with, as Sophia ma'am has rightly pointed out, there's so many benefits for the people who, want to take benefit from that initiative. Not only the government initiative, there are a lot of initiatives by government, as shown by Sophia ma'am. She's taken you to some of the websites also. Some public universities have also, like, started coming up with their these entrepreneurial development hubs. We are like talking from Pune, and I know, like, apart from Symbiosis, even the Savitribai Phule Pune University also has one incubation center where you can approach and set up your own business. So they'll provide you all the support, place to sit for your team, all the things required. In fact, for funding also, there are a lot of options available. So, so depending on whether you're a student or an entrepreneur who had just started, yeah. So I think she has replied, and let me just go through her comments. So she says, I'm a student of uh, some university of Sri Lanka. Oh, okay, great. I currently undergraduate student of banking and insurance degree program. Great. So definitely, as I mentioned, if you're a student, there are a lot of benefits for the students in terms of their academics. You will fare better in your exams. But more than that, this course is not just meant for academics. This course is to encourage students to start their own business. Don't just become a job seeker. Become someone to, who can offer jobs to the community by becoming an entrepreneur. So this course will definitely benefit you. All the weeks, if you go through the content that has been covered so far and the content that is going to be covered in coming weeks, you'll realize. Yeah. So she has another question. She says, how can we get incubation center to our institute? May I know the procedure? So it is not, see, this is your university's or institute's initiative. So your top management has to, start with the process of incubation center. Basically, what is an incubation center? Incubation center is the platform that you provide to your students on how to, start your own business. And what are the things required to start a business? Like, for example, funding, the mentors, like in every field, there are mentors who are required. Then there's a lot of documentation, some legal things that need to be cleared. So everything, like, if a student or somebody who is fresh starting an entrepreneurial journey, he or she may not have knowledge about all those things. So if you start an incubation center in your institution, you can provide all those things. Okay. And if it is a state university, a government university, definitely there should be some uh,
There are schemes. They can always get in touch with the MOEs in this thing. Just now I showed you the website, right? The Department of Education's Innovation Cell. Okay, they are the ones with whom you can get. So if you're a state university, you can always get in touch with them. And then there are various initiatives, the way I showed you, whether there is a hackathon or, whether there is initiatives for schools and these different programs. So you can even participate, to start with, participate in some of the initiatives so that you understand what all goes into it. And of course, you can reach out to them. They have a very robust, faculty and people who take care of the entire innovation cell. So you can always write to them and get guidance from them. But as rightly said by Ganesh sir, starting an incubation center is a very first step, and it can be as small as, it can be as informal as a discussion over a tea or coffee, where you just come in and start understanding what is it that happens, or what is it that needs to be done when you want to start a entrepreneurship or enterprise. So it is more of I would say an intellectual collective rather than an infrastructure to begin with, where you as a management and as faculty, we take a conscious decision that okay, once a week or once in 15 days we are going to spend 30 minutes in understanding what the students are thinking. Are there any students who learners who want to be entrepreneurs? Take their questions, understand what they want to know, and then maybe that can be a good starting point for you to develop. And that also will give you your own vision mission. So what is the vision of your university? What is the motto of your university and institute? Because these incubation centers somewhere align with your university's vision mission also. Am I right, Ganesh sir?
Yes, absolutely. And also, if Dr. Tirumala, if you are somewhere near Pune or in Maharashtra, you can visit our incubation center.
Yes.
Then we'll
Yes.
guide you how do we set up, how did we set up it, and then what all things we have. So that will probably help you to know if you are very far away from Pune. As I mentioned earlier,
Sir, I am related to Andhra Pradesh.
okay. So there are a lot of state universities.
Yes.
They have their own incubation centers. You can visit those. I'm sure, the Hyderabad University also has one. I'm not sure right now, but you can definitely find out, through Google, where are the incubation centers in these educational institutes. So you can visit those, and then, we always encourage, so we conduct FDPs for various faculties across Maharashtra. And whenever they visit us for any faculty development program, we make sure that they also visit the incubation center that we have at Symbiosis. So nobody will discourage you. If you approach any nearby university where they have such setup, that they will definitely guide you, how to do things. But as Sophia ma'am has pointed out, you don't have to be really formal to begin with.
Yeah.
You can start a small thing, and then it will automatically lead, one thing will lead to another thing. For example, you start with something and then you realize, okay, we also need to check for copyright information or patent information. Okay, if you are developing some of your students are developing some
Prototype.
products, for example, or prototype. So you may want to go for a patent registration or a copyright registration. Then you'll realize, okay, we also need to have someone in house.
We need a IP cell. Yeah, we need a IP.
Will guide students in how to file for a patent, how to go for registrations and all those things. So one thing will lead to another for sure. Nothing will happen overnight that you'll have all the setup in one place at one group. So definitely you visit some incubation center.
I think ITI Hyderabad, IIT Hyderabad they can definitely visit IIT Hyderabad. They will surely be having an incubation center, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, madam, I will try.
Yes.
Madam, I want to clarify one more doubt.
Yeah.
As you said, schools are also going to initiate to interlink with this ideation and implementation process.
Yeah.
When we are linking with the engineering college, how can we interlink with the school system available nearby our colleges, and how can we recently I came to know that Atal Tinkering Labs are initiated with school system. So there, which type of support we have to create communicate and interlink with them for the growth of the ideologies?
So I think to begin with, so Atal, so if you really have the wherewithal and resources to create a Atal tinkering lab, nothing like it. See, usually the students from standard 8, 9, 10th, where they're thinking and they start thinking about their careers, where they are at a stage where they are now able to think about abstract things. The transition from concrete to abstract is happening. So now they have the capacity to think. And this is the time where we usually, even at school level, we introduce them to different professions and careers, right? So if such kind of a lab is available, even if it is not, you can create a memorandum of understanding between the school and the college that, the school students can come and visit your labs, where even your senior students, first year, second year students also can conduct some demonstrations for these students. The idea is that we need to give more and more exposure at an early stage. Then only the students are going to get ideas. And if you have a computer lab, for example, I am a 8th standard student and I come and I see a demonstration of how, a wheel is made, for example. Engineering students, the students are telling me as to how I can identify what is the radius of the wheel and how do I work in the lab, how do I work with the plinth, and how do I create those drawings in the lab. So if I come to understand that, and then my inclination is towards IT, that is my inclination is towards software, and then I think, why not I develop an algorithm? Why don't I write a code which will help to understand the exact measurements of the wheels, okay? Or which will help me get, that I get 4 options. So for example, if I want to create a wheel for example, a trolley, I'm designing something for a hospital and I want to design the wheels of a stretcher, for example. What is it? Give me a code which will help me to understand the weight, the height, the weight it is going to bear, and then design the wheels accordingly. So it's basically exposing them to different ideas. Then they will start thinking, then they will come with, proposals, then they will come with ideas, then they will come, okay, I want to explore this, I want to try this out, I want to develop a protocol. So basically then you provide them with the lab. So then you can say that, okay, the computer lab will be open for students for 2 hours every week, where students can come and, explore their ideas. One senior student or one faculty will be there to facilitate. So it can be as small and as simple steps like these, ma'am.
Okay, madam.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, madam.
Yeah, sure.
Also, we can, Swayam ma'am, connect her to our, the incubation cell.
Yes, definitely.
So what we'll do is, if you share your email ID, ma'am, what we'll do is we'll try to connect you to our ADP cell here at Symbiosis, and then they'll ask. You can ask them relevant questions and how to set up, and if there are any government initiatives, those people will be definitely able to help you in more detail. So
Sure,
if you
sir.
share your email ID with us, we'll try to connect with you right now.
Already completed assignments through online course NPTL. And actually today our higher authorities insisting us to complete examination fees. So I opened that mail and I identified, okay, today live session is there. So immediately I joined, because entrepreneurship is the area which matched with my self-interest, and personally I'm always putting step forward to create such type of awareness in the minds of our students. Only individual interest only here. So in this regard, I want to put my step forward, because my students, so many are from rural background. Of course, they are having creativity, but they are not having supporting system. So they can't able to convert their ideologies into prototype.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, feasibility problems, a lot of problems they are facing and getting failed continuously. And even then parents are also not supporting because don't take risk, you go for job, like that they are tuning their minds in that way. So but if students are very much enthusiastic with their ideas and discouraging continuously, how to tackle such type of continuity in their minds, as a practically I'm going to face different challenges by balancing my work life with this type of personal interest one.
No, but we
Yeah.
really appreciate your passion, ma'am, and we really appreciate this dedication, commitment. I'm sure you will come across the right answers at the right time. And you're most
Thank you,
welcome to
madam.
come to Pune, visit the center. We can definitely do that for you.
Thank you so much, madam.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So any more questions?
And also, I mean, it'll be great if you can share, like for example, Himanshi said that she's a student, ma'am is a faculty. We would really be happy to know something about your background. I mean, in what professions are you engaged, or what is it that motivated you?
Madam, I'm academically qualified with MCom, Law, MBA, MHRM, and PhD. And
Oh,
I have 25 years of experience as faculty in Commerce and Management stream.
lovely.
And now I connected
Lovely.
with presently associate professor in the Lendi Institute of Engineering Technology, which is located in the middle of the Visakhapatnam and Vizianagaram areas,
Uh-huh.
which is in Andhra Pradesh. And my personal interest is entrepreneurship. And here I'm also playing the role of the coordinator for entrepreneurship development cell, as well as president for Femina Wing. We use it to organize various women-oriented programs. And actually, our college is not having that level of exposure linking with national level aspects and so much higher levels. But at our level, we are always continuously only my personal interest. So I'm continuously encouraging my students for startups, because even our government is also going to provide various schemes, methodologies which should benefit for the people who are residing in rural areas like our areas. But when we observe so many people, poor background and poor coming from villages, but they are having good ideas, and supporting system is not at all sufficient. That's why uh, I want to extend to the maximum possible extent. If even two or three ideas get successful, though that is enough. Like that I used to think, even though 3,500 students are there in my campus, I always try to conduct various entrepreneurship programs, awareness programs and workshops, and like these aspects. And madam, may I know when is the last date to register for exam for this course, madam? IIM.
Uh,
It is 31st August, ma'am.
Okay, madam.
Yeah.
Already notification released, madam, for exam?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay, madam.
Yeah.
So I think in yours, I see a good combination of interest as well as qualification. So I don't see there's any, uh, you know, harm in not starting the EDP at your department. I think you have all the interest, qualification, and need also in the rural area. So I think you should, take up the first step and then start the EDP, or whatever you think is appropriate for your region. I'm also
Yes.
glad that we have a student from Sri Lanka, all the way from Sri
yes.
Lanka. So it is an amazing thing that this entrepreneur journey is of interest to a lot of students, faculty members, people who have just started working. So I share my own example. I worked in the IT industry for almost 15 years, and then started my own entrepreneur journey some 5 years ago. So it has been a great journey since last 5 years. I started as an entrepreneur, so we have these videos. I'm not sure if you've seen those. So one is somebody who is from outside start his or her own company. But I started the entrepreneur journey within my company. So I was working with one of the top 4 IT companies in the country. And then there I realized that there's some scope for business in the education technology, of course, since I'm from the education background. And then I proposed that idea to the top management, went through all the steps. And then eventually that business turned into a $1 million business. And that, prompted me to start my own after some time. So, yeah, so that has been a great journey. And then, uh, as as I mentioned earlier, uh, our country needs people who can give job, not ask jobs. So if you inculcate that in your students' minds, that become job givers, not job seekers, then there is no stopping for us to lead the world when it comes to the growth and all these things.
Yes.
Okay, any more questions? We have just 5 minutes left for the session, so if there are any more questions, we can quickly take those. Are there any questions on YouTube? Let me just quickly go there and check. I think there are no questions on YouTube.
Krishna? Krishna, hello. Are there any questions? I guess no questions on YouTube.
Okay, great. So we can conclude. So I'm over to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And conclude the session now.
Yes. Yeah, I think today's the main focus for today's session was understanding that we have a infrastructure, we have an ecosystem at national level through the government, that there are various schemes that are available, and attending a EDP, that is the Entrepreneurship Development Program, can be a good starting point for assessing your own capabilities, your own inclinations. And as as academics also, we have a great capacity to influence our learners, and with the help of our management, we can also start such kind of ventures, like start incubation centers at our universities and institutes, where, as rightly said by Ganesh sir, we prepare that mindset and we prepare our students to be job givers and not job seekers. So I think that is the whole point that we wish to make today. And I hope all of you found value in today's session, and I wish great success to each one of you to completing the course, also get certification, and taking this journey forward. Thank you.
Also, for the students who are watching this, or later on will watch the recorded session, we would encourage them to go and visit these EDPs or incubation centers. Even if you don't have any idea right now, you can just go there and visit and see, what ideas are being discussed there and how they're taking those ideas forward, what are the supports they are providing. So that will definitely help you to think that everybody has some idea, some of the ideas about business. So only thing is that, how to bring that idea on paper and then execute that is a different thing. So if you visit the incubation centers, you'll definitely benefit out of it. Okay. So with that, I think we'll end this meeting. Again, we wish everyone all the best, and thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Krishna, can you